As a 90s kid, the mall food court has a special element of nostalgia for me. There, the free samples were always going and the extra sauce was always flowing, and when you actually had to go out to shop for stuff, this place was a hot spot. To me, Sarku Japan takes the #1 spot of all food court eateries, with over 200 locations in malls throughout the US. I would often go to the mall without a shopping list just to get some of that delicious extra sauce chicken teriyaki. I've been craving it for the past week, but given the current state of things, who knows how long malls will last. So today, we're going to figure out how to make the king of free samples at home. With this recipe, it all starts with the chicken. I'm going to use the tenders because it is all that I have at the moment, but Sarku Japan uses ultra young chicken thighs to achieve their tenderness. So to get our chicken as tender at home, we're going to want to marinate it a day before we start cooking it. The marinade is pretty simple, but very important in getting that same texture and flavor. I cut my chicken up to look like Sarku pieces and put them in a Ziploc bag. I then added 1 cup of water and then 1/2 cup of Kikkoman low sodium soy sauce. This is pretty important. I've had some really salty dishes using regular soy sauce in the past. 1/8 cup of rice wine, then 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then you just use 1/4 cup of any high-fat oil you have. You can use sesame, avocado, canola, whatever you like. As tempted as you are to shake this bag, don't make the same mistakes that I did. There's a baking soda in here and, science. So just give it a light massage so that all the flavors come together and leave that to marinate overnight. So it's the next day and our Sarku craving is at an all-time high. So it's time to mix our sauce. I'm about to give a lesson on how not to make a sauce based off of a recipe I found on Reddit, so pay close attention. We're going to fix this later on. We're going to start off making this sauce in a bowl, which is the first mistake. Add 1 cup of chicken stock, 4 tablespoons of teriyaki sauce, 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, an apprehensive tablespoon of low-sodium soy sauce, a teaspoon of chopped garlic, a teaspoon of grated ginger, and a tablespoon of cornstarch whisked in for consistency. Now, the secret here is to pour 1 large craft beer and just start chugging that, because this sauce is going to be super mediocre. Once you get a good swig in, you can start searing your chicken in your biggest, flattest pan or on a griddle if you got one. Add that mediocre sauce to a saucepan to start reducing, and use your feels to see when the chicken is brown enough to flip. When it's got a nice brown crust on both sides, take it out, add a little sauce to that hot pan, and start scraping off the brown bits with a plastic spoon or spatula. Take some udon noodles. These are available in the Asian section of most grocery stores and also in Asian specialty stores. And break those up into there and stir them around until they start to look saucy and shining. Add a little bit more sauce because you know how it is, then get ready to serve. Of course, once I started making this video, I went out to get footage of Sarku and tried their version of the dish, and of course, because I'm a bit extra, I got their classic black styrofoam box to serve this in. So I just lay down a heaping dump of these udon noodles, top it with a huge scoop of chicken, a fat close-up pour of extra sauce, and then I break up a toothpick and stab it randomly through this container for authenticity, because that's how they do it. As you can see, these two dishes look really, really similar. I'll admit I got hungry and ate most of the chicken out of the real Sarku on the left, but you get the point. Now for the taste test. And yeah, theirs is better. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a solid option and everything is texturally perfect and the chicken and the noodles are both delicious, but the sauce needs some work. Sarku has this sweet savoriness and depth of flavor that is just missing here. But not to worry, I'm going to take these off to the side, have my way with them, slug this beer, and contemplate how I can make this recipe right. So to make this sauce the right way, we're going to need to start off with a pan over low heat and then add some of our sesame oil to that and a little bit of chopped garlic. Once that starts to brown and smell good, we're going to add some chopped ginger until it's fragrant, then add a glug of chicken broth, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, then we're going to add in a glug of teriyaki sauce right here, a less healthy glug of soy sauce, some of that rice wine, and then we're going to add some cornstarch mixed with water. That's all whisked together, and make sure you spill that on your burner because that is just so great for cleanup. And then the secret ingredient to get that same sweet stickiness that Sarku Japan has is 2 tablespoons of honey. This is really important, and this made the recipe so much better. And then we're just going to sear off our chicken until it's nice and brown, adding some of that sauce while it's cooking. add some more of the sauce because you know how it is. Put that to the side and do the same process with your noodles, where you add the sauce, let it reduce, scrape off those nice brown bits on the bottom, break up your noodles, and get them nice and shiny. I didn't know we were going to be doing this 2 times, so I didn't have the black styrofoam containers lying around, but I just used these latte mugs to present these nicely, add in the noodles, then our beautiful chicken, and then, of course, 2 slow-mo scoops of that sauce. This was honestly delicious. It definitely hit the Sarku spot, and the sauce was a much better consistency than the first night. But I'm biased here, so just take the word of my biggest critic.
It was good.
Yeah?
It's really good.
Is it close?
I think so. I think yours tastes better.
Really?
I think so.
So as you could probably hear in my surprise, really, I was so stoked with how this dish came out, and the fact that Mish said that is a big sign at the quality of this dish, because she does not tolerate any BS. She always tells me when something's wrong, when it's too salty, when she doesn't like it. So I can promise you that this is a dish that your family will stand behind, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you're staying safe during this crazy time, and I hope to see you in the next video. So take care of yourselves and keep living an awesome life.